James Gunn loves Henry Cavill. Ooh, well, he loves Superman. So everything is DCU all the time for the moment, in Rumorville and what have you. And as Gunn said himself, some of it's true, some of it's not true, some of it's half true, and some of it I don't know yet. He just started. So on the case of Superman, Hollywood Reporter, which started the whole thing, well, maybe not the whole thing, but certainly for this week, has another article here about James Gunn responding on Twitter about Henry Cavill and Superman. So the article goes in, he celebrated the anniversary of Richard Donner's Superman, which is, by all accounts seen as the quintessential Superman movie. And so people started talking to him on Twitter, and of course he's rather talkative, in stark contrast to just about all of Hollywood, certainly the previous version of Warner Brothers. And they got into it about, whether Superman would be coming back to the big screen. And Gunn responded, yes, of course, Superman is a huge priority, if not the biggest priority. And that's very good to hear, but it's also shouldn't be too surprising, as Zaslav himself was very big on Superman and that they needed to get him right and how important he was to this whole idea of a DC shared universe approach that he wanted to copy what Marvel had done, and why not? It worked very well for them. Maybe not so much now, but hey, they had a good run there for a while, and that's what he wants to do. In fact, they had a good 10-year run, and this is all part of their 10-year plan. Green Lantern comes up. He talks about Ryan Reynolds. Somebody said that Zack Snyder wanted him in. Zack Snyder himself said he wanted him in there. He says, no, he wasn't. There was no plan on him to return to the character. Well, overall, perhaps not, but Zack himself said that he had considered it or what have you. Of course, he did cast an actor for Jon Stewart and even shot it, but the previous regime shot that down. Don't know what comes of that, or if the actor Carr, I believe his last name. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his first name. He looked good, in the image as Jon Stewart. So, but I don't know. It's important to stipulate, people. I want the Snyderverse restored. Well, what's your definition of it? I mean, you have to have Zack Snyder come back and run it all, or at the very least do his version of Justice League sequels. I don't know about that. But if it's the cast remains and there's still connection to canonical elements established in those films, then that's possible. Because and I think the previous tweet where Gunn said we want to build on what worked and fix what didn't. So the idea that scrapping everything, I don't think that's true. So there you go. People then said that we're hearing you don't like Henry Cavill. He responded, people were asking, is this true? He said, sure, false. Yeah. He said, that's not true. Henry Cavill himself, had said that he looks forward to working with James Gunn. Congratulated him on his, getting the top job and all of that. So anyway, another man said, no, I've heard from multiple people that you do not like Henry Cavill. And so he responded with a joke. It's so weird. You seem so plugged in. Anyway, I just had 40 people reach out to me to say, you just got kicked out of your mom's basement. So sorry, man. You see, he's making the joke. It's just, oh, you heard from people, huh? When he's the only one who would really know whether or not he liked Cavill. You get it? So, yeah, well, I heard. So anyway, there's the quote of Henry Cavill, not Black Adam, said he looked forward to playing an enormously joyful Superman in the future, and that he was very excited about Gunn's hiring. So there you go. And Henry Cavill has always been quite the gentleman, and keeps his information close to the vest. He doesn't. Even when someone tries to push him, he says, let's just keep on. Let's not talk about that. And, now behind the scenes, he probably gets in arguments all the time with like Witcher writers and stuff like that. But in public, he's not one to air all dirty laundry and stuff like that. And but based on that, he just did the courteous, nice thing of congratulating Gunn and looking forward to working with him. They haven't worked together before, so this idea that Gunn just doesn't like him, well, based on what? Just like he had another idea, another actor he'd rather see as Superman or something like that. But there's nothing to go on on that. So that's the deal. But it's actually very good of the respect for Superman and how important the Superman character is to any DC project. Any shared universe DC project. If they were going to go back to, basically solo films of every character, then it wouldn't really matter, I guess. But for a shared universe, Superman has to be your foundation. That's just the way it is. So there you go. That's as far as Henry Cavill, all the stuff that he's been given the boot. I don't think so. I think Gal Gadot is still safe if she wants the role. I think she does. But for Patty Jenkins, who apparently had something of a meltdown over this, and just can't accept that her approach to storytelling is not her strong suit. Her directing it seems to be. But after Wonder Woman 84 and the idea that that was bad, and whatever the script was that she handed in, they didn't like it. And that's the deal. And to blow up over that, especially when this is not your personal property, this is theirs, and they want it a certain way, that's you've taken a job, a very nice job, but it's not going to be completely yours. And apparently sending an email to DeLuca on the definitions of character arcs or whatever. I mean, I guess that bridge is burnt now, Now that's, again, rumor stuff about what happened, but it doesn't really put it in a great light. But it's unfortunate. And I think she can be a good director, but I don't think she's great at scripts. It's certainly not based on what Wonder Woman 84 did. That was just awful. And so many things in that, and you did not have to do it that way. But somehow you missed it. Anyway, the other thing, don't know, saw Midnight's Edge talk about this, about that Ben Affleck might be in trouble again, just in his own personal life, and that might knock him out of the Batman role, which was really bad. But they don't have a lot of time. They got to hurry up and nail that down on what they're going to do with Batman, because Batman 2 is very important to DC. So I don't know if they would force a thing where the Robert Pattinson Batman becomes because that's going to change up the overall style and look of his Batman that Reeves was doing. But it is a possibility. I mean, that means you're going to have to shoot more stuff for the Flash movie. And I kind of wonder, it's been moved up to earlier now, about a week or so or something like that. And that might get delayed yet again. If they haven't already done it, just in case. Shoot something that introduces, you've got a new Batman, but it's Robert Pattinson and it's not Ben Affleck or Michael Keaton and all that. Apparently the Michael Keaton Batman Beyond film has been scrapped. It sounds like they were weaving that into the current timeline, not some distant future. But of course, with Michael Keaton's age, you've already introduced him, in his 70s. So, and I kind of thought that was the plot of the Batgirl movie. They were just going to borrow from Batman Beyond, and Batgirl would be that, But apparently they were going to do a Batman, which always made sense to do a Batman Beyond. But at this point, it would have to have been something completely separate. And right now, the only thing that gets to be separate from the DCU in Zaslav's mind is the Batman and Joker. And that's it. I don't think there'll be anything else. I mean, obviously, the licensed properties in television and whatnot, Sandman and stuff like that, it's already underway. Okay. But for the cinematic universe deal, I don't think there'll be, maybe in the future, but for the moment, the concentration is on that shared universe. So that's unfortunate about Ben Affleck. Hopefully it works out, but if not, they got to search for someone to replace him, or yeah, Robert Pattinson's Batman. Now that's gonna really cause some troubles because apparently Matt Reeves is dead set against anything like that. But again, just like Patty, you don't own this stuff, Matt. If that's what they want, then that's what they'll get. So anyway, the good news is, of course, I think Henry Cavill is Superman, probably for the next 10 years.